Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I'm your lovely host, Jason, and these are the same three fire starters that were here last week. In the bottom left, we have Regan Belladonna, Academy Wizard, played by Char.
We didn't start the fire, but I'm not going to quote the Billy Joel song, even though it's a very good song, and everyone should sing it all the time.
Yeah, but now it's in my head.
Did not start
You've
this
done this.
fire.
And in the bottom middle, we've got Mayhem, Human Vigilante, played by Will.
Yeah, that's me. Somebody did a cover of that recently, right? They did a new version that was updated.
I'm not aware.
Somebody did a cover. I don't remember. Somebody knows.
I'm just fixing our points. And in the bottom right, we have Felix Milos, Human Bard,
Hello.
played by Alex. There we go.
I'm pretty sure that while we didn't start this fire, we're gonna end up blamed for it somehow.
And today's episode is brought to you by the number Tyrant. As our hero card rather, for the day. And as upkeep, Char and I were both at 1 point, so we each get 1. The others are at, Will's at 3, and Alex is at 6. So we got some hero points around. Cool, I think everything's functioning. We're having some more issues today, but let's get started, shall we?
Yes.
So, last time on Third Action, our group of intrepid adventurers made their way out into the eastern woods of Korvosa in search of some ingredients for Reagan's attempts to summon an imp, I believe, to help her with her studies. And also in search of some jolt leaf, a medicinal leaf from the jolt leaf tree that is said to help deal with the hangover symptoms of, or withdrawal symptoms of shiver, or shiver overdose rather, or to help his daughter, who is currently hospitalized basically with the condition. Our heroes got lost in the forest for quite a while. And late in the night, they found the one of the spots where the jolt leaf was being harvested from. They found that some of the trees had been felled and taken away, and only one tree remained, as well as the dead body of the person who normally harvested it. While collecting the leaf, they were attacked by a mass of bandits, whatever the plural group term of bandits is, and just barely managed to succeed with the surprise thanks to the efforts of why am I forgetting his name? But the commander of the
Marcus Phoenix.
Oh my god.
The Marcus Phoenix. No.
Their first name was Marcus. The last name is lost to me.
There we go. Where's my Chorus NPCs? He is Marcus. Yes, Marcus Endrin. There we go. The Commandant of the Sable Company, which are the local Marines. They're kind of the one of the two major branches of the Korvosan military, alongside the Korvosan Guard. He offered to help you guys get back to town faster. But as you were emerged from the woods in the early hours of the morning, around like 2 a.m., you caught sight and smell and sound of the city in some sort of panic or peril. Bells were ringing out, which Reagan noted were funeral bells only last rung out at the death of the Queen. And Marcus Endrin decided to fly ahead and left you all behind. So you guys are riding towards the city now. And I think that's a good place to resume. Let's see. So we'll go to the Korvosa map. If that's gonna load. All right. And I'll bring you guys over. Okay. We're here. The lighting is wrong, so let's fix the lighting. It should be nighttime. Something like
Lots of fire.
okay, so yeah, it is. Oops, I'm drawing lights now. It is close to 2 in the morning when you guys start riding back towards the town. You're currently arriving towards the southeast gate. And yeah, you can see little pockets of smoke drifting up in various spots from behind the walls, but you can't tell what exactly is on fire. You hear loud bells ringing. I believe, Mayhem, you, because you're a firefighter yourself, you can hear some fire bells going as it sounds like maybe some fire brigade teams are running out to put out fires. You hear, as you guys ride closer, you can hear lots of shouts and screams. And yeah, it doesn't sound like a good time. So how would you guys like to approach?
I need to change. I will try and quick change behind a tree someplace. I don't know how long that's going to take.
How long? Or finding a tree? Finding a tree is easy. There's plenty
but
of
actually changing, I'm trying to remember if there's an action.
It either takes 10 minutes or 1 minute for vigilante.
Okay, I hope it's just a minute.
I think it's in the base feat.
Yeah, changing identities from one to the other takes 1 minute. Must be done out of sight from other creatures. So yeah, I'm gonna try and. I know the others know that I'm not who I am, so I'm kind of okay if they see me.
Eyes.
But I'm still going to try and be out of sight of other people because I know we're approaching the wall.
Actually, have you actually revealed to the party who you are? I don't think have you seen them.
They don't know who I am,
Tullios?
but they do know that I'm obviously in disguise for a reason. So
okay.
I don't think we've seen the alternative, but I think it was mentioned at one point because I think Reagan was asking him why his name was so funny.
And there was also the question of why he didn't talk to the children about his daughter versus somebody else's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're aware that he obviously has a secret identity, but you don't know what it is. So yeah, how does this play out then? You guys are riding full speed towards the city.
I think I'm going to tell them to go ahead, and I'm going to kind of try and cut off into the woods at a different angle as though I'm heading north.
Okay.
And then just get a couple minutes away, and once I do, quick change.
Okay. So yeah, you shout this out to them. Reagan, Felix, you watch as Mayhem kind of peels off to the right, veering towards the north a bit.
Yeah,
you guys
that's
just keep
usual.
riding on.
Yeah, it's usual for him, so we'll keep going.
Okay.
All
right.
It's the behavior we've seen him like portray so far. At some point, either we'll become trusted enough to know the other personality, or we won't.
Okay. So yeah, Mayhem, you ride off behind some trees. You're like frantically like pulling your costume pieces off.
Yeah.
Stuffing them into your bag, and I guess you've got on sort of civilian clothes underneath as you switch back to your Tullios persona.
Layers are key.
Yes. And are you then going to hustle to try to catch up with them?
Yes,
or...
we are going to hustle at that point. I will be riding this horse hard. And I will attempt to circle around from that northern direction still, so I'm not going to be coming up behind them. This is not very secret to them that I'm the same person, but at the same time, I'm not going to be just saying, hey,
He's
it's me
a
again.
stranger.
Hi.
Okay, so as you guys are, as Felix and Reagan, you're riding towards the main gate, you can see like the trees that line the entrance here. You see somebody riding towards you from the north. Who's got Reagan's light.
Ah,
Still has that little...
he's back.
We've gone out of range, I think, right?
Oh, did he go out of range?
60 feet or something?
I think the range on light is when you cast it.
Oh, if it stays with me, then yes, definitely have that still.
Yeah.
My
it stays
light!
with you, as far as I can tell.
How curious. This new gentleman has my light.
Okay, yeah, you see this kind of more suave, well put together man, steely blue hair, piercing gold eyes ride towards you. He's got what was I gonna? I had something I was gonna say about that, but never mind. Clearly a Varisian man, and seemingly the same person as Mayhem.
Nice
I think Felix
outfit
would be
change.
a little bit like cautious at first, but seeing the light in a familiar horse.
Yes.
Eventually,
I have
like
the
two and two
same
get put
horse.
together.
Well, I thought about trying to disguise the horse, and I'm like, who am I disguising it from? Let's not worry about that right now. We don't have the time. The city is possibly burning down. So,
Okay, so you
without saying a word, Tullios will kind of sidle up and along, and then just lead towards the gates to try and get inside.
all right? So you guys just follow them, riding towards the gates. And you know that at this time of night, there's usually still guards and stuff around the gate. But even at night, there's usually still caravans coming and going. There's people about. It's a big city. But you see no one at the gate. The gate is just left wide open. No guards nearby. You can hear shouting up ahead. But
This is worse than I thought.
it seems like
Yeah,
the
this is
guard
not
is
good.
preoccupied.
That doesn't bode very well.
Yeah, we're gonna keep riding in. I'm heading towards the nearest source of burning. See if I can help.
Okay. So you ride in through the gates, and Tullios, your keen senses are tied to smoke. Captain Collateral Damage has redeemed a draw. The next draw is, I think we've had this card before, the Traitor. You are a Books the Traitor, true neutral. So we have Books, Tyrant, and Courtesan from last time. Okay, so you start to, let's see. As soon as you charge in, you start to hear cries of, "The king is dead! The king is dead!" And you also hear a couple of shouts of, "Long live the queen!" Alongside shouts of, "Death to the queen!" It's sort of a cacophony of people yelling and arguing. You see, there are people out in the streets. A lot have like torches out. Some are shouting and shoving each other. Things seem to have kind of erupted into a bit of chaos here. You ride in the direction of the nearest fire, or what seems like a fire. And you ride over towards this little like kind of parklet in between some buildings, where looks like a group of thugs, not thugs necessarily, they look like dock workers to you. A group of dock workers with torches out have set one of the trees on fire. And yeah, there's like a shouting match going on right now between them. You can see that there's like two groups of ruffians, for lack of a better term, who are just one seems to be shouting. It seems to be like, yeah. I mean, I guess you don't really know. We'll leave it at that. You don't really know yet.
The center of whatever's going on, we will just intervene physically on horse. What in blazes is going on here?
Blazes.
Don't you know the king is dead? One of the sort of seagoing-looking gentlemen growls, a torch in his hand. He's like getting ready to just like throw it at the other group of people.
And that gives you right to burn the place to cinders?
Well, the whole city is gonna go to hell now. We're barely surviving as it is.
So you burned down what's left?
You're literally burning a tree.
Put the
tree?
fire out, you fools!
What's the tree gonna do?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make my voice heard. We all are. And the guys who are gathered around him are like, yeah. You tell him, Jack.
Going to lean over Jack. Put the damn fire out. We don't have time for this tonight.
All right,
Be heard tomorrow.
give me either intimidation or diplomacy.
I'm intimidating.
Yeah, it seems like intimidation.
Leaning over
Attempting
to try
to
and be
coerce this
intimidating
man, Jack the sailor.
Yeah, we do. Could be worse. 15 total.
15. Okay. Fine, but I don't know what some young gold-digging queen's gonna do for us. We ought to all revolt, he says, grumbling and like turning to, come on, guys, let's go hit up the bar or something. And the other people around him kind of shuffle off. The other group you see now are they look like I guess merchants. Merchants, maybe nobles. You're not sure. They look a lot like skinnier and frailer. One of them, an old elderly woman in kind of like nicely dressed clothes, but not like noble level, comes up to you and, oh, thank you, young man, for telling those ruffians what for. It's times like these that we need people like you. The Queen needs people like you.
I serve the crown. We need to put these fires out. We need to settle things down. Does anyone where is the source of water around here? Is there a well nearby?
Oh, yes, there's a well just down the street.
Let's get a fire line going then. There's
right.
enough people here, I assume, that we can get some sort of fire line to start making sure this doesn't spread from the tree.
Yep. So yeah, you just start going to organizing the people into. Go and give me another intimidation check to see how well this goes. Assuming that's the or firefighting lore actually.
Oh
but,
well, I rolled it.
No, that's a good intimidation. Yeah, that is a critical success on intimidation. You are able to get these this group of otherwise people who maybe have not worked that hard or done any manual labor before. To form a nice little fire line, carrying some buckets of water from the well across the street to help put out this tree.
Okay.
And you've done it so well that you think they've got it handled. You show them what to do and they're on it.
City's in chaos.
Water goes on fire.
Step 1. Yes.
Yes. Or
Sand with fire.
sand.
Sand's a good option too, but I don't have any. Pocket sand seems like a good thing to keep on.
Pocket sand.
I need to get to the church and need to make sure no one's dying along the way. I apologize. I may be dragooning you both into service to the city in a manner that you may not normally occupy.
As long as we can make it to my bar at some point, because I too am concerned that it doesn't burn down.
I'm thrilled that you don't think I occupy a space in service to the crown, and you'd be right. I'm too busy for that. I just want to get my herbs back to my dorm.
Well, let's make our way east or west, and we can swing up to the bar on the way to the church, and then we'll make sure that the university's not burned down while we're at it. I should hope.
All right.
not.
Are you returning your horses, or are you just gonna ride the horses? All right.
Keeping them.
Keeping the horses.
They're very useful for going through crowds when necessary, as much as I'd rather not run anyone down. We have places to be.
So I think the path that makes sense is to take High Bridge, which I think is the southern bridge here. So you go riding across High Bridge. You hear more shouts of. It sounds like a lot of the there's like clusters of rioters that seem to be like leading kind of pitchfork gangs. They're some are just protesting. Some it's just like a normal protest. People are just like just people chanting like "Down with the Queen, down with the Queen," and others are actually chanting in support of the Queen. And as you ride across High Bridge, you can see in the bay, you can see some of the like merchant ships seem to be like pulling away from the docks and like going back out into the river, seemingly like trying to get away from all this mess. You can also see up overhead the not Corvus Guard, the Sable Company. You can see and it's dark, but you can see the kind of shadows of the Griffin Riders, or Hippogriff Riders rather, circling around various points and like swooping down. They seem to be like kind of organizing themselves up in the sky. You pass by groups of Corvosan guards running off in different directions, trying to stop various reports that they've been hearing. You ride out into Eodred Square, where you had been earlier in the day, before you left for the woods, and the scene is a mess. It looks there's a bunch of like just kind of trash littering the place. The stage that the king had been giving a speech on is in kind of disarray. It doesn't look. Normally, these things would get sort of nicely taken down, but it doesn't look like it was, or at least not yet. And there are groups of people kind of huddled around the various tents and things, looking worried. You hear more shouts and fights as you said you're going to the bar first.
I think we'll be making our way to the bar.
Okay.
The script
Church
shot to the north.
Yeah.
Did
Church
he
by way
die
of
on
bar.
stage? Did he die like 2 seconds after we left?
Funny, we left. He collapsed.
Like they just didn't
We
clean
didn't
up
notice.
after him?
No, the city
We were
immediately
lost for a
started
while.
rioting. He just falled over, and they just went riot.
I mean, what better time?
We leave for 5 minutes, and it all goes to hell.
I can never leave again.
Donald Glover with his pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you guys ride back to the Script and Scrimshaw, Felix's bar. Let's see. I have this here.
What's burning down around here?
Indeed, on a scale of 1 to fire.
So
Where is it?
I think maybe a 4. There are some, because you're relatively close to the Citadel. There's actually there is a building up the street. This one over here, like a block or 2 away, that is actively on fire, and there's a fire brigade currently dealing with it. But nothing is broken into your building yet. You can see some of the orphans out on the street. Oh wait, no, you took all the orphans are away. So never mind. Sorry, you don't see any of the orphans out on the street.
Goodness.
You see a passerby who's very small, who you think is one of the orphans, and then you
Oh,
realize
child.
it's just a child.
That's so
A
rude.
Child alone at night and during the riots.
No, it's a child and a halfling, and they're
It's a
both
child
running.
halfling. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Felix doesn't have a lot to steal.
No,
Yeah,
like
it
we
seems
still
like
haven't
the-
actually had any kind of grand reopening, so
It was just today.
what's
wasn't
it, half-empty bottles?
Yesterday.
Yeah, all you've got is the permit so far. You haven't actually opened yet.
Do the
No, that alleviates my concern.
is the firefighting brigade have that under control to the north? That house.
It looks like it. Yes. Seems like there's a group of 4 currently dealing with it.
I need to go make sure my daughter's okay. So as long as everything seems all right here, and that fire's not going to spread and take this down. And I forgot well, I don't know if Mayhem got told the children were evacuated safely, but I was thinking kids were here and didn't want them to die either. So next is Church of Sarenrae, unless you all have something pressing.
I know. I wish to see if your daughter also gets cured. Well, not wish to see.
I would.
I wish to assist you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for that, Reagan.
It's like I want to see how this plays out.
But as long as they've got the fire under control and it's not going to suddenly jump across the street and down the road here immediately, I'm going to turn the horse and we're going to start riding towards the Church of Sarenrae. The Temple of Sarenrae, excuse me.
So yeah, you ride down to the south to the Golden Market, and then roughly westward towards the Temple of Sarenrae. The other kids are not here anymore.
They all ditched.
No, he said he was gonna place them at the Dawnflower House, which is one of the one of the 5 orphanages in the city, and it's the one that's run by the Church of Sarenrae. I think it's not too far. I don't remember where it is because I didn't pin it on the map, but it's somewhere nearby.
Okay.
But yeah, you rush into the building. You like leave the horses outside, rush into the building, and
Daring to assume I left the horse outside, but okay.
well, the horse can't fit in.
Bursts in with the horse.
Could go, and we started like as long as the temple itself is not on fire, we're going inside as quickly as possible. So. Yeah.
Okay. So you just do like a rush dismount, kind of tumble in through the door. You do like the Looney Tunes style, like hard stop and like launch yourself through.
Straight.
Felix will tie up the horses, like following behind this trail of destruction that leads to the door.
I'll just calmly walk over the destruction.
Calmly walked over the destruction.
But yeah,
Very dramatic.
you enter, and like the last time you were here, there's not many other priests, or any priests at all. You hurriedly make your way to the chamber where you left Lizzie and Cornelius First Light, the cleric of Sarenrae. And you see him there, like placing a wet towel over Lizzie's forehead. And he turns at the sound and, oh, it's you again. Did you have any luck?
I did. I had to go fetch it myself, with some assistance. Excuse me, Cornelius. These are acquaintances of mine, Regan and Felix. Felix, this is Cornelius, a priest of Sarenrae.
Good to meet
I
you.
have Leaf. How do we
Pleasure.
do her?
Yes. Over there, the mortar and pestle. It'll need to be crushed up a bit first. Then we'll need to add some of this. And he gets up and makes his way over to his kind of like medical station, like opens up his med kit, starts pulling out little medicinals and herbs, starts adding them to a vial. And crushes up the leaves, adds it all into this mixture, puts it in like a little, basically a tea bag, and starts to steep it in some water. He'll like create some water. Oh, not create. No, he just have some water with him. He's a priest of Sarenrae. He doesn't create water. He has a water skin. He'll pour out some water into it, and then he'll use his Sarenrae powers to warm the cup, to kind of heat the tea. And then after this process takes about 10 minutes to do. Also, it's been some time, so we'll say an hour has passed since you entered the city. Being a little fast and loose with exactly how long it takes to get everywhere, but that's okay.
We've been moving. We've been hauling. I don't care if they're crowds. I'm running through them.
So it's about 3 a.m. now. And yeah, he finishes the tea, and he's like, "All right. Now this should be enough to wake her. It's very strong." And he'll lean over her and kind of like lift her. Actually, he'd ask, "Excuse me, Mr. Tullios, would you mind, please just lift her back up for me, so she can swallow?"
Yes, of course. And I will do so.
Okay, you come over, you like lift her back and prop her up so that you can kind of feed her the tea, and then I just rub her neck, make sure she swallows, and you do, and she does, and it's tense for a little bit. It should stop working in a matter of minutes. You should just let her rest for a moment. And the two of you like gently lay her back down, and he looks to the three of you. Oh, your clothes are a bit dirtied up. I guess that's from the trek? Went out into the woods together, this.
Unfortunately, the local merchants and everyone around town seem to be out of stock of jolt leaf. So yeah, we ended up on a bit of an adventure to retrieve this.
I see. So I take it you've heard the news then.
Yeah, it's sort of unavoidable on the way in.
Yes,
It's sad for the city to lose its king.
We are quite close to the castle, and
that's
things
what
have
that
not been
is.
going well. But I pray that things will get better by the morning.
When did news break? When we left the town, the king was
Corpse-like, but alive.
describing how my profits would be ruined for the next month.
Yes, it was rather late when the announcement came from the castle. He had apparently fallen during one of his speeches in town, and they rushed him back to the castle for treatment, but weren't able to save him in time. In truth, he's been in this condition for quite some time, as far as I can tell. It's part of the reason why none of the other clerics have been here as of late. They've been trying everything they could to heal him, but it's been to no avail. And it's been very draining on our resources, as well as the other churches, or so I hear. Last night, I heard that they even... Well, sorry, not last night. Tonight, I even heard they attempted a last-ditch effort with the Church of Asmodeus to attempt to save him, but...
Sometimes people get old and they pass away. Is that not possible here?
Indeed. I think as much myself. There's nothing one can really do about old age, but when you've got that much money and that much power, you do anything to try to keep it.
It's a shame that he sucked up the entire city's health resources just for himself. And it was
Quite.
a waste.
But I hope things will get better quickly, he says, looking back over to Lizzie. I don't really want to see this city in any kind of extended turmoil.
Speaking of turmoil, are there fires nearby that we need to be worried about? I don't know if you noticed much on the way in, or if it was more contained to the outer districts.
You didn't notice any on the way in. You saw some groups of people with torches and stuff but on the route you took, you didn't happen to see any like close by fires.
Because there is the
You
part
did
of me-
hear the sounds of rioters coming from the direction of the castle.
The castle can take care of itself. My concern is the city that's possibly still burning and my duty to it. If Listy seems comfortable and possibly if this is seeming to take effect, I'd look to Reagan to see if she'd have any idea of whether it's working or not, but if possible, I need to go and work.
You ask, and as you're asking, you hear kind of like a shuffling movement, and you hear Listy call out, "Dad."
Liz!
And she weakly kind of like rolls on her side and opens her eyes to look at you. Dad, is that you?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm here.
Is this a dream?
It's not a dream, but when you wake up next, it'll be brighter. I promise.
That's good. I don't want to steal anymore.
You don't have to steal anymore. You don't have to do anything. Just rest. Just rest, honey.
And she nods off again.
If he wasn't already dead, that would be a good reason to go back and kill Lamb again. But
Do you still have his head?
yes, it's the bag.
Good. Wonderful.
Please put that away somewhere.
Did I stop back at home? I
Did you
did.
deposit it?
I went home and slept, so I probably left it at the stash or at my house overnight. I probably did not repack it for venturing out today.
Just a nice little like fetish that you've got like
Just a
tied to your
souvenir.
belt.
Yes, there he
Carry
is.
it around and show off. Hey, remember this asshole? I killed him. Well, Reagan killed him. I just knocked him out.
I don't think any of us could
Took
speak
his
with dead.
head. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
But maybe soon.
Those eyes wide. Soon.
I'm gonna speak with everyone who's dead.
He just becomes a recurring character. We're 3 seasons in.
He needs lungs, I think. I think they have to have like their speaking parts intact, maybe,
Yes, I
unless
think
they
s-
changed it.
Yeah, I think you need
lungs.
most of your apparatuses intact. It can't be
At
like
least
a
in the
mangled
mouth.
body.
Yeah.
Um,
If she's as she drifts off, I'll gently stroke her hair, but then I'll let her sleep. And then
looks like it's working. I think it's taking its effect. It's the first time she's actually awoken.
your help has been appreciated, Cornelius. Thank you greatly.
It's no problem at all. I'm just glad that I'm able to do something.
Know how that feels. I need to get to work. Can you watch her for a little longer? I'll come by around dawn, I think.
Yes, it's not a problem. He says as he kind of gets up and dusts himself off a little bit. I'll see to making more medicine that you can provide her over the coming days. And he goes back to his table to create more of these tea bags.
I think I pulled 10 bulk of that. How much does he need? Because the rest of it needs to go to Miss Gold.
He only needs like 1 bulk is probably fine for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll save the rest, and when we see Nia next, not a high priority. Anyway, right now, city's burning. Let me go swing by the pawn shop. We
Okay.
actually want to make sure that Reagan gets home safe after this, and also the university isn't burning down, because that would be bad.
I mean, it does have a lot of books in it. It's very flammable.
But like, if you need an excuse to get out of your exam, like this is.
It's true. The city was burning down. I couldn't study. Those bells would not stop ringing.
But no, we should get over there
Okay.
and make sure that Reagan can get home, and maybe we'll get a better sense of how widespread the riots are. It seemed to be worse towards the edge of town than here in the core.
Okay, so you're gonna ride towards the academy together, escort your friend home.
Wee. And I can finish my ritual
They're roving
if everything
gangs of
isn't burning.
rioters, so yeah. Trying to extinguish what we can.
Which route do you take? So the academy is directly to the north of
do we-
you, up the
Do
hill.
we want to go around, like, far around the citadel, or do we want to go near it? There's going to be a lot.
I mean, there are
of activity there.
riots, apparently,
Lot of
so
activity there.
going near
Yeah,
it
when-
might be a bad idea.
When you exit the temple, you can hear there's definitely crowds of people. And you can actually probably see from where you are. There are crowds of people sort of like surrounding the castle. So you could go that way. It just looks like there will be a lot of people in the way, and you might get caught up in that. Or you could go westward towards the sort of outer streets and work your way around that way, or you could kind of go back eastward and work your way up north that way. Yeah, direct route or around the sides.
I choose around the sides. Which side, though?
I would say the east side,
All right. the
and this is
east
just
side.
because there happens to be the Temple of Asmodeus on the west side, and I don't know if there's going to be problems over there.
Are we doing
but-
snooping? Are we
No, I-
snooping his medical records? 'Cause
No,
I
he
would
said that he was-
snoop.
They made a deal with Asmodeus, and I don't want people who are angry at Asmodeus for not saving him. to
What
be-
was he sick with? I don't think he was sick with old age. I think he was sick with sick. Capital S.
You think
What is
the king cut a deal and was like struck down with a sickness for it?
No, I don't think that's what. Maybe he was poisoned. Maybe it's an assassination. Aren't you curious?
I am going to be much more curious tomorrow when there aren't rioting and fires to be dealt with. But for now, the city is burning. Let's get everyone home safely.
Let's head to the east then, and sort of retrace our steps a bit, since we know we can at least move through that much of the city.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
kind of cut up into Midland.
Yeah, so you go eastward towards Midland and take the kind of long route around. This part of town seems to have it's a little bit more. I mean, I guess this part of town is actually a bit more middle class, and seems to not have as many like kind of gangs of people wandering around. It's a lot quieter. You definitely see like worried people outside huddled together, whispering to each other about the rumors that are going around about the king, about the. Well, I mean, you're riding past. You don't really get to hear those per se, but you can hear people whispering. And yeah, you ride around up the hill. I guess this is Citadel Hill. You ride up Citadel Hill and make your way towards the entrance of the academy, where you find the Great Gates, which you've walked through many times, Reagan, to be closed.
That's acceptable. They probably don't want anyone coming in and rioting. I mean, from here, does it look like everything else is relatively normal about the academy?
Yes, you don't see any like signs of smoke coming from inside the grounds, as far as you can tell, from beyond the wall. You just see that the gate, which is normally left wide open, has just been shut.
That seems probably like a good idea. she'll walk up to the gate. What do I do? Do I knock on this gate? Is there anyone? Hello? Hello?
You look around. You've never had this happen before. The gate's always been open, even at night. They usually have staff here. You're not sure. There's no guards posted as far as you can tell.
I need to come in.
Have you ever had to sneak out?
Yeah, have I ever snuck out?
I mean, the gates are
Or
always
am
open.
I'm very good and polite?
No, they always they don't really like force people to stay in broadly. Like there's no real curfew or anything like that. It's sort of up to each individual student to manage their own schedule.
Well, this is frustrating. I have things I need to do. She knocks on the door as loudly as she can. Hey!
Paw under the door.
Yeah. Both paws. Let me in.
You hear something in your head. Who's there? Are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student. Reagan Belladonna. You can look up my name, maybe.
Just one moment. You hear a message get sent back to you.
Nice.
Ah, there you are. Are those people with you?
Yes, these two old men are indeed with me.
Old?
Older than me.
I didn't know it was that old, but I'm right.
I'm afraid they're not allowed to come in. The headmaster has forbidden visitors at this time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. They say you're not allowed to come in.
Well, as long as you're going to be safe in there, then that's the primary concern I had.
We can take your horse back to the rental place.
Oh yes, my horse. Rental horse number 1. Yes, thank you. Well, I need to get back to my ritual. Unless there's something pressing you need me for tonight. We have not slept yet.
No,
You're all getting very tired.
I'm very tired. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day for this city. But I don't feel like I can do anything else now.
I think it'll survive the night, but we will have to see what happens in the morning.
Right,
Go
well,
rest.
This is where we part for the night.
Good luck with your ritual.
Oh, thank you.
So
Finally.
you leave the horse behind. The voice behind the door opens the gate for you as Felix and Tullios ride off with your horse in tow.
By horse.
And you enter, and they close the gate behind you, and you can see there's like one faculty member who's there just inside by the gate. Manning some kind of magical it looks like a stone tablet of some sort. Just be careful about any excursions out into the city. The headmaster is really quite particular that none of the students or faculty get injured.
Oh. Did you lock down earlier today when everything happened?
Yes, at the announcement of the king's death, the headmaster, Ornelos, thought it would be prudent to close the gates for the time being until things cool down.
That was probably a good call.
You are
I'll
permitted
be sure
to
to
leave
be
in the
careful.
future, but all classes, for the time being, are suspended. But make sure to do any studying as things will resume as normal in about once things
Classes
return to
canceled,
normal.
essays or not.
Her ears perk up at suspended. She's like, ooh, extra time for studying, even though there's riots. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the information. And she kind of
You're
runs
welcome.
off.
Have a good night.
Good night. Wee to my dorm. And probably to sleep, even though she would like to continue the ritual. She's been awake for far too long.
Yeah, she like looks at the the materials she's gotten
I was
and it's
like,
like, want to do it, but can't. And sleep.
Sleep time.
Okay. So it sounds like, yeah. What are you guys doing, Felix and Tullios?
Tullios, you may be ready to go battle fires for the rest of the evening, but I'm just trying to stay awake right now. We need to get these horses back home.
You might be muted, Will.
No wonder. Do you have a place to stay at your bar, or where do you live?
The upstairs of the bar is has my home as well as a couple other rooms I rent out.
Very well.
So if you need if your place is a little too wild for the evening, you're more than welcome to stay.
I can manage, I think. In fact, let me take your horse and I can just take them all back and return them to... I don't even know if they'll be open right now since there's a riot going on, but at least I can get them in that direction.
Hopefully you can get them back like at least in the stable, even if you can't necessarily hand them to somebody.
I will make sure they're stabled. Someplace safe.
And if nothing else, I hope you have at least a safe evening and get to sleep at some stage.
I am sure sleep will find me when I am ready.
All right. So you guys ride back to Felix's place. Felix, you hand off your horse to Tullios, and Tullios, you take the 3 horses. I'm going to say that you probably take the 3 horses to the Citadel. If you're basically going to go check in for work, you can kind of leave them tied up in the courtyard of the Citadel.
I really don't think that stables is going to be open for us to return them to, so just some place to make sure they're settled in, and then I'll be heading in to report for duty.
Okay, yeah, you drop off the horses and then suit up for the early morning shift.
I don't actually think I'm going to get sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, he's gonna go nuts tomorrow.
Yeah, he's gonna be super grumpy.
Let's see. Now what do I want?
It's gonna be a new
sure what
alter
it's on.
ego.
Okay. In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a rough night for the city. Tullios, you are definitely fatigued.
Yep.
As you end up spending the entire night fighting fires. They're all small fires. It's nothing major. It's just a lot of small groups of rioters that have been getting out of hand. A lot of just kind of pent up frustrations with the current king, or now dead king, that are just kind of being unleashed as a result of his death. A lot of people anxious about what does this mean. From what you've heard throughout the morning, the queen hasn't yet declared the throne or anything like that. All they've done is announce that the king is dead, and it sounds like they announced he was dead and then locked down the castle because riots started to break out. At the announcement at the castle, things kind of went crazy. So everything has just been shut down since then. Yeah, you by I guess by noon, we'll say, you finally your shift is over. Things seem to have quieted down enough overnight or through the morning that you're finally kind of off duty.
I'm going to go check in on Listy. I made that mistake once of not making sure that she was home. I say once, that was not the first time.
Okay. Yeah, you. Why did we accidentally put you in initiative?
Somehow I got initiative and I can't let myself out. Thank you. I was like, I can't. I'm stuck.
Well, you're gonna fight somebody. Okay.
I'm just in fight or flight mode. I can't help myself. It's been a real stressful night.
So at the tail end of the night, at some point in the day, you managed to get someone to go return the horses for you. Just another one of the Corvosan guard members.
Somebody more fresh than I am.
Yeah. Oh, you actually you see a lot of the normal guard members who aren't part of the fire brigade. They are also just having a hell of a time. You spot the field commander, who I might have showed you before because she was at this speech. The field marshal, Cressida Croft. This lady.
I don't remember seeing her.
Okay, she was there. I think I didn't actually show you her picture.
The name springs a bell though.
But yeah, you would know her as the field marshal of the guard. She's basically like the boss of the guard. She used to be a kind of a low-ranking knight, but then or guardswoman. But a few years ago, she put the stop to. Oh, I think I might have said this already. She put the stop to a poisoning plot that was going to happen at the king's birthday celebrations.
A poisoning plot.
This in particular seemed to be like a kind of a terrorist plot to like poison a lot of just people broadly, including the king. And because this kind of saved the king's life and helped him save face a lot, she just kind of shot up through the ranks. And they basically found an excuse for the current field marshal to retire and promoted her into it. And she's very well liked by the guard because she's basically one of them. She's from the kind of she's not really a noble herself. She's just kind of like an everyday person. But and she used to be an adventurer as well, I think. But yeah, you can see she is very clearly overworked. She is like trying her best to manage all these different groups of guards. She does come talk to you at one point to assign you to a fire to sort out. But she seems very, very worn down, much like you are. But yeah, you ride out to the Temple of Sarenrae, and when you arrive, it seems like the other priests are now actually here. One of them comes to greet you and asks what you're here for. You say, and he, oh, yes, they're just that way. You go the direction you already know where to go, and find Cornelius and Lisdy. Lisdy is... give her 300 health. Lisdy is sitting up. She is currently eating like a bowl of porridge, as Cornelius is like sitting at his desk, and the two of them are just chatting. And it seems like you were rescued from... Oh, there you are. Dad?
Liz, glad to see you're doing better.
Oh.
You feeling all right?
Yeah.
Good. That's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, it's fine, Dad. I'm guessing you'll want to take her home now. Just here you go. Like I've explained, make sure to have at least one cup of tea every day for the next 2 weeks. That should help you alleviate all the symptoms and keep any from coming back. If you feel any kind of nausea or vomiting, please return and I can provide you with additional assistance there, but there shouldn't be any problem. Okay, she says, nodding her head. She still seems a little bit groggy. And Cornelius like helps her stand up. Well, here you go. Back to your father. Right, she says, kind of stumbling towards you.
Are you all right to walk? Would you rather I carry you?
No, Dad, I'm grown up. She says, kind of shoving you weakly.
I was trying to do you a favor.
She walks past you and out the door.
Thank you, Cornelius.
You're welcome, he says with a light chuckle. Do come back if you need anything.
I'm sure I'll be back for something. But with another small bow, we will just follow. We're not gonna. We don't have time to argue. Energy to argue.
May you both walk in the light. He says as you both leave.
Try to stumble that direction.
All right. And once you're outside, sorry, Dad. I just.
Oh, you're grown. I just was worried you were feeling a little weak or under the weather. I'm not sure what that shiver stuff does to someone.
I am, but just I don't know. Can we go home?
Yes, we're heading home. And yeah, we'll just go back. I think Tullios will be somber and somewhat silent a lot of the way. He's kind of thinking and looking around at the cleanup that's still undergoing from the riots last night.
Okay. Yeah, and for her part, she is also very quiet. She seems like she doesn't quite know what to say, if anything.
As we're getting to the main square nearby, into the neighborhoods we're more familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
I will take her hand gently and just squeeze it. Something comfortable that we're getting something back to normalcy. Maybe.
She shivers a bit at the at the touch, but she kind of like relents and. Dad, do you know how I got out of there?
I was told that you were rescued by some people. They won't hurt you anymore.
Okay. She says, not wanting to press any further.
Tullios may or may not be clearly evasive, but he is definitely evading giving clear answers about what happened.
Right. You think she's picking up on that to some extent, but she's also... all of your interactions with her whole life have been very much like this. At least this, when she reached teenagehood.
Yeah, at some point we started just talking past one another and not really talking to one another.
Yeah, you arrive home and I missed this place. I didn't think I'd say that. And she like runs inside, and then has to like stop and catch her breath and.
Take your time. Take it easy.
I'm gonna be in my room, Dad. I just need to lay down some more.
That's fine. Do you want me to bring you anything to drink or any food? I don't know if there's.
No, I don't need. Okay, sure. I'll have some water.
Okay. I'll get her some fresh water from nearby, and I will note that there is no good food in the house because everything there has rotted.
Yep.
As I had let her do most of the grocery shopping, and then also I've spent the last who knows how long spending most of my nights hunting for her, so.
Alright.
We'll get her some water, and then I actually think, depending on where the scene moves from here, he may end up passing out himself.
Yeah, once you get her set up with some water and maybe run out to go get some food and come back, she passes out, and then you pass out. All right. Scene. Back to like 11-ish a.m. Let's do Reagan. What are you up to?
Hi. Reagan wakes up. Good morning to the sun. She gets up, stretches, all her cat stretches, and then she kind of starts reading her little thing again on how to summon her imp. And she's reading, and then like kind of shakes her head and goes like, I have to go to the library. And because she cannot stop thinking about like a mysterious illness that no other clerics could figure out. And so what's her plan to do now for today is to go to the library in the academy, if they have one.
They do.
And do some research, not that she expects to get anywhere, but just on diseases with no cures.
Okay, so yeah, she's going to. Where do I think they have such a library? Maybe in the Hall of Necromancy.
My favorite.
I don't actually. Each of these buildings is one of the different halls. I don't remember which school is which. Maybe this one's Necromancy. I should mark them. But you make your way to the Hall of Necromancy's library, where they have some various books on
The wing of wasting
diseases.
diseases.
Yes, because necromancy is also used for healing. It's a mix of healing magic and death magic. It's the manipulation of life force. So yeah, you make your way over there and just hyper focus on like trying to find anything about this this disease or diseases that might be similar.
She's taking notes. Every disease that has no cure, she's writing symptoms and everything down, and that's her whole thing right now.
Okay.
She'll figure it out if the other clerics were too stupid, but she'll know.
Okay. How about do you have academy lore or like academia lore or something like that? Go ahead and give me one of those then.
21 out of a 14.
Okay. That is a success. So you are able to, or it's a success in the sense that you're able to gather a bunch of information. You find various, there are diseases, curses. There's some illnesses that can definitely cause these sort of wasting that you saw. Like he seemed to have been very kind of like anemic and like kind of wide-eyed expression. You've not medically examined him, so you don't actually know like in detail any of his symptoms. There could be more. Nothing quite like fully fits here. So it's a little hard to narrow it down. It does seem strange that no clerics were able to cure it. There are spells to remove diseases or to fix diseases that the various religions definitely should have access to. They're not guaranteed to work, so it's possible that everyone who tried has failed, and they just kept rolling failures on all of their checks. That's a thing that could have happened. It seems a little unlikely, but you don't know. Without knowing who and what was tried, you're not sure. But you do note that it does seem weird that he, even with clerics there, and presumably all of the best clerics that the city has to offer, none of them were able to get a success against this disease. either it was very high level, and they were just failing it, which itself is a surprise that like a very powerful disease could be very hard to counteract, or it's something that wasn't a disease that couldn't be cured.
Yeah, that was my second thought, was like, what if it wasn't a disease? If he was being, I don't know what's not a disease.
The two kind of other categories that aren't diseases are curses and poisons. So could have been a poison, could have been a curse, or could have been a very powerful disease. And why don't you give yourself, if you want to create an item that's just like notes on diseases, notes on wasting diseases, and your collated notes will give you a +1 circumstance bonus if you're reading them to recall knowledge about these types of diseases. So you've collected enough notes to have a bonus in the future should you need to look this up. But yeah, you're not able to kind of come to any firm conclusions on what it was. Okay, let's jump over to Felix. What are you up to? You awake?
Felix.
Things are still not burned.
And I try to keep it that way by not burning breakfast. Mildly successful. But no, I think I'd be doing like a little bit of inventory, a little bit of cleaning. Felix has a great number of items that have not been identified from the stuff we picked up from Gadrin's lair. Yeah, we're gonna go with lair.
Lair's appropriate.
And
that might be what it's called in the book. Oh, it's called the Old Fishery. Never mind.
I'm glad to be away from the smells of that place. But like, the bar has been disused long enough that I sort of imagine many of the bottles are empty. Hasn't ordered new beer in a while, and some of this stuff needs to get flipped, if only to help restock the place, because like. The padded armor just isn't my style. Gotta wear something a little bit flashier than that.
That's true.
And
yeah, so you've got let me see. So you had a list of stuff I think that was in the stash in the script and scrimshaw.
Correct. And like I think all of the stuff in the stash, with the exception of the thieves toolkit, that's useful. But much of the rest of it is sort of up for sale, and I think there's a trip to Miss Gold in the future in taking some of the herbs that we collected over there. So like two things at once.
Okay. Are you just gonna go do that now? You've got the stuff gathered up. You can go over to Miss Gold's place. She's probably open by this point.
Indeed, and take the time to sort of walk the city from here to there. It's not the biggest trip in the world, but just to see, like, make sure that the fire up the street did actually get put out.
The fire up the street. The building is pretty badly burned. There's some spots on the wall and the roof that have collapsed a little bit, but it thankfully didn't spread to any of the other buildings around it. It's pretty minor. There's people meandering about, a lot of hushed voices. Everyone seems kind of concerned as you walk the streets. Not a lot of, normally you'd hear a lot of like carts rolling around as people are going to and from work. It seems like everybody's taking a sick day today. There doesn't seem to be a lot of commerce going on. Not a lot of, you don't see any merchant carts rolling up the street, no deliveries being made. Everyone's either locked up in their houses or out on the streets gossiping, or in some cases you see some crowds of people arguing and shouting.
What's the gossip sound like? That seems juicy.
If you want a gossip, Let's see.
I could totally do a gather information as I wander from place to place.
In this particular case, you won't have to. Sorry, let me get my. I've got some rumors. If I could remember where I put them, or where the book put them. 1 second.
The rumor is that 3 adventurers left the city and it all went to hell.
We can never leave again.
It's
Have to
yeah.
stay here forever.
It wouldn't have
100%.
happened on our watch.
It's true. If we just stayed here, the events could never progress. If we just stay here and do absolutely nothing, nothing changes.
Okay. Let me.
Science.
Where's my Crimson Throne D20? It's a nice little. I have to do the this thing. Does that work?
Yes.
Yeah, something.
Maybe.
Whatever. It's a nice little die.
Ooh.
It's very
All
red.
right. Let's see what we got. Okay. Okay. As you're walking, you overhear a group of they look like middle class folk who are walking north, sort of the opposite direction of you. I don't know. I don't think they're that bad. You hear the it's a guy and a girl, both Chilaxian. And that was the girl speaking first. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're that bad. No, babe, you don't understand. The Shawanti aren't here to broker peace. They're just sizing us up in preparation of war. That's you've seen them all out at the thief camp. There's no other way about it. They're gonna rise up again. Just watch. You hear as they kind of just pass you by.
I don't think Felix would interrupt them. Would just sort of keep his ears open and keep moving. Is it all that weird to hear the idea that the Shalanti are going to come over and like invade the city? Is that like a common sentiment?
So the city was actually founded on Shawanti land originally. The Castle Corvosa, this big ass pyramid. This pyramid was maybe built by the Shawanti. You're not sure. It was there before the Chilaxians arrived. And a big part of the sort of origin of Corvosa is that this group of settlers basically fought the Shawanti back and forth, eventually kind of claimed the land, pushed the Shawanti back. They built up a city, and then for quite a number of years, like more than 100 years, there were kind of just like intermittent sort of spats with the Shawanti, because this pyramid is supposedly some kind of sacred ground in their religion. You're not sure why or like what the deal is with that exactly, but you know there's something like that. But there's basically been peace with the Shawanti for a long time. There haven't been any attacks or anything like that in at least your living memory. There is still that kind of racist sentiment, though, that particularly the Chilaxians have, much like they have like reservations about the Verizians. They have probably more animosity towards Shawanti.
Yeah, an inbuilt guilt that having done something somewhat terrible, that people will want to extract some revenge for it. I get the vibe.
So yeah, that's the kind of crux of that. Yeah, you could spend more time at any point. All three of you, at any point, you can always go out and try to just gather rumors via gather information. That's just a rumor that you happen to hear.
Okay.
So you arrive at the Gilded Knight Pawn and General Outfitters, and when you enter, there's no one there except for Nia, who is seated behind the counter, and she hears the bell ring, and oh, hello, we've got a customer. Oh, is that you,
Oh.
Felix?
Indeed. Nice to see you again.
Oh, it's been some time. Have you actually managed to get the bar started back up? Are you here for supplies?
I've got my permit and everything, and I'm hoping to turn some of the knickknacks that I've collected over the last couple of weeks into working capital, so I can get food and drink, and mostly
Ooh,
drink.
Knickknacks and shinies. I like it. Sure. Lay them out for me. And she says, kind of gesturing to the counter. Let's see what you've got. I'm sure I can pay a pretty penny for some of these. What is our currency called in this town? I forgot. The GM.
Sales
Sales.
shields, pinches, crowns.
A pretty
I could pay
crown.
A pretty crown for this.
Oh my god. That's a lot.
Let's see. Okay. These are nice. Oh, what's this? She's looking over each of the items. So I'm gonna pull up my list here. Okay, so the crossbow, the dagger, the flail, sell those for normal price. Those will all be half price, or you get half the money back. The padded armor. Oh, this is nice. It's got a rune on it. It's very reinforced. She says, revealing that this has a +1 rune on it. As she looks it over. How do I demystify an item? Identify.
Question mark. Demystify.
That will go for, if you're selling it with the rune, it'd normally be 160 gold to buy, so it'd be about 80 gold for that, if you're willing to sell. Thieves gold. You're not selling the thieves toolkit.
No, how do I? Those would be that's my tools.
Yes.
But no.
The silver ring that says for Emma, the light in my nights. I don't know if I can find anyone named Emma who would want this, but I think we could get that scratched out. I think it's still worth a lot. That is a lot of silver. It's very nice. That'll go for 150, I think. This amulet's very nice too. She says, picking up the amulet with the sort of garnet in the center. Nothing particularly special about it. The gold is nice, but it's not as nice as the silver ring. I think I could sell this. Yeah, we'll go 100 gold for that one. And, what do we have here? Actually, sorry, is there one item missing? Does somebody have...
I think I picked up some stuff.
And there are a couple of items that I actually have in my inventory that
There's
I do not
cigar
have for sale.
case and a kraken carving, I believe I have in my inventory.
Okay, let me look at what Felix has in his inventory. That wasn't in there.
Because there were some things that... There was some jostling of things to make it all...
Oh, unless
fit.
Reagan has it.
I
Did you
don't.
steal it, Reagan?
Was it the statue?
No, there's a brooch. Who has the brooch?
I don't have a brooch.
I don't have a brooch.
See a brooch.
I remember the
Disappeared.
brooch.
Did we leave a brooch behind?
I'm gonna say that you have the brooch, Felix.
Yeah, I mean that's light
Okay.
enough. I just tried to take the heavier stuff.
Yeah, it was supposed to be light. I thought someone had taken it. Maybe it just maybe it fell off somewhere. Okay.
Maybe it did.
Um,
I don't know.
There is a
We're gonna
nice.
find it in 3 episodes.
She does appraise the miniature gold crown that you've got, which that is worth a lot. That one's worth 350 gold.
Wow.
And the treasure things they sell for exactly that amount. They don't sell for half price. And then the last thing was the brooch. Where did it go?
I could have sworn I took things, but I don't think I have any brooch.
Yeah, I definitely told you guys about the brooch. I showed you the brooch. I'm looking for the brooch. I don't see it. Okay, I'll find... I thought I showed it to you as well. Where's my... Yeah, sorry. This happens sometimes in games. This is how you know it's real.
The mystery brooch.
Universal locations,
Secret
party
brooch.
notes, arrow. Okay. Alright, let me just create a journal entry for the brooch.
Where's
Alright,
my
I'll
brooch
create
of
a
shielding?
treasure item.
Magic missile coming for me.
Mysterious brooch. And let me add the picture for it, which I have in here. Doing it live. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Alright, so there's a mysterious brooch. And can I show you the picture for it? How do I, okay, maybe I'll make a journal entry for it so that I can actually show you the picture. Mysterious brooch.
Ooh.
And add page image. Brooch.
Some kind of demon feeding a dragon?
Yeah, it's very fancy looking.
Yeah, I remember the description of it.
Yeah,
I
I
just don't
swear that
remember
I
it.
showed a picture, but maybe I didn't.
I don't remember this, but
I think you described it.
Okay, maybe I just described it and failed to actually create a thing for it. But okay, yeah, here we go. It is a very fancy looking golden brooch.
Ooh.
It is made of gold. It is a circle with what seems to be maybe a drake and an imp, kind of encircling the or surrounding or intertwined in some kind of combat or interaction. The drake has some kind of purple gem, like an amethyst for an eye. The imp has a jade eye, and there's a few other precious stones embedded in it. Nia picks it up and looks at it, and oh my. Felix, I didn't know you were a cat burglar.
not directly. This
Steal from Reagan?
I don't think I can take this one. Where did you find it?
As part of getting my bar reopened, I confronted Gage, a former business associate, with regard to some of the dealings that he engaged in. And he tried to make amends by giving me some items they had acquired, but probably not the wisest idea to trust that he had acquired them legally himself.
In that case, you might be happy to know that the Crown's got a bounty on this one. As a pawn shop, I can't be seen buying stolen goods, but there is a reward, she says, and she starts rummaging around beneath the counter. Here it is, and pulls out a small, scroll and unfurls it on the table. And there's a rough sketch of this exact brooch. And the reward listed is 1,000 gold sales. You'll have to return this directly to the castle, though. I really can't be seen handling a good like this.
No problem. Thank you for informing me. I had no idea.
No problem, sweetie. I do want to keep your business after all. And I'd
course.
like to keep mine as well.
I would never want to put either of our businesses at risk. And how do I put this? Like, we have a reopening to help bring into being. I hope
Oh,
you have
so-
some incredible wine.
I do actually. And she rattles off some stuff about the latest vintages that she's pulled in, and you have a long discussion about various things that you can do to get your bar started.
Yay.
So yeah, for about 20 gold out of that, you'll be able to get all of the stuff to get your bar up and running again. But
Seems fair.
you can do the rest. He thought I was going to share deepest wine lore. I don't
so
have
excited.
deepest wine lore.
I wanted you to make it up.
Maybe next time. I'll have to re-prep that.
Do
I
some
wasn't
quick
thinking about
research into wine lore, yeah.
But yeah, we can total that up later, and unless you've already totaled it.
I've kept a running total, but I haven't done the sum. We can do that later. But
Okay.
no, Felix would trade in all of this save for the brooch, and take that's a problem for another day. But would Miss Gold be able to help identify a couple of other items? Because Felix has a hand crossbow and a kukri that themselves look a little mysterious.
Oh, do you? Let me take a look. And she looks at them. Oh yes, this is just a standard potency rune on the crossbow, she says. Identifying that, it is a +1 hand crossbow. And the kukri. Oh, is it not sent? Huh. Okay. The kukri is also a +1 kukri. So yes, both of them have the same +1 rune on them. Wait. Can I fix the name? Fucked up. Okay, but yeah. So they both have a +1 rune on them that gives them a +1 to hit. Runes
Thank
can
you so
be
much.
transferred from things, but yeah.
Okay. That's why you said with the rune. Oh.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
same
something
is
like
true of
you...
that armor. You can transfer the rune from that armor to a different armor if you didn't want to sell it. And that +1 rune on armor gives +1 to AC.
I didn't know that. Is that a sort of thing like Felix can do like on his own, or you have to go visit someone who transfers runes all day?
Yeah, you would either need to find somebody who can do the rune transfers for you, or if you know crafting, you can spend a day to do the transfer yourself. And it costs 10% of the rune's cost to move it to another item.
If we get that bounty, we can afford it, and those +1s are going to be useful. We want them.
Indeed. With that in mind, I think Felix will keep the padded armor,
Okay.
just to be able to like move that +1 around, or maybe Mayhem will end up wanting it. Either way, it's just not the style like Felix would wear. Too bulky.
Well, feel free to come back here once you're ready for transfer. I know a few guys around who can do such a thing.
Well, thank you. And
My
like
pleasure.
when the bar is ready for reopening, I'll of course send around invitations.
Oh, excellent. I do have some a particular vintage in mind that I'd like to bring for the opening then. She says with a wry smile.
You're too kind. I'll have to look forward to that.
All right. So you make the sales, do the deals, and part of that money goes to getting some stuff for the bar, and you wheel that back to the Script and Scrimstraw. Okay.
Indeed.
I guess you have some more time since everybody else did like 8-hour things here. Is there anything else that you do with the day? You spent like 2 hours. It's like 1 or 2. Yeah, it's 1. It's like 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. rather. Anything else you want to do?
I'm thinking.
It could be getting the bar cleaned up.
I think that that would be the thing primarily in Felix's head, is like getting it cleaned up and ready, getting the rooms upstairs ready again, because like the mess expands to the available space, and like every spare room is in fact a storage room if you look at it the right way.
All right, so yeah, you're pulling stuff down from the spare rooms, tossing a bunch of stuff. You've got that like pile of stuff that needs to get thrown out. That's like sitting right outside the bar. Okay, so yeah, you can easily spend the rest of the 8 hours doing that. So
Fix the wobbly chairs, because like these are the chores that you never do because you're always too busy to do them.
Yep. Okay. So, hours pass. Tullios, you awaken.
Many hours later, hopefully
Yep.
somewhat rested. Is Lizzie awake? Is she sleeping? Hopefully she's sleeping.
Yeah, when you awaken, so you're no longer fatigued for one.
Okay, that's good.
Where's that fatigue? Goodbye, fatigue. You find Lizzie downstairs. You actually smell something. You smell food. You come downstairs to see her cooking.
Liz, you're supposed to be resting.
Oh, I'm good. I've already had a lot of sleep. I just felt like I needed to do something.
Okay, that smells good. Are you feeling okay?
All right, better than earlier, I guess. The priest said I need to take it easy, so.
Right. Do you want to talk about it, or should we? Do you need more time?
It was rough, Dad. Do you know what happened to the others?
As far as I know, they're off to either an orphanage or have been taken by the guard to try and get them back to their families, if they had any. So,
Thank goodness. Cypri and Farah and Georgie, and they're all okay?
as far as I know, if you're feeling well enough later this week, we can go check on them.
Yes, yeah. Of course. She lets out a sigh, and she's like clearly like crying, but she's like got her back to you, so you can't quite see. I'm just glad they're all okay.
It's a very awkward hug, but at some point, eventually, Tullios will come over and try to comfort her.
Dad. Fine. I'll be okay. I just need things to go back to normal for a bit.
Well, we'll get things back to normal. Just take it easy, and things will be back to normal soon.
Okay. she says as she plates just a couple of eggs.
Yeah. Something in which it smells good, and I think the meal is rather quiet and subdued, which is not uncommon. But the tension isn't there this time, at least.
Are you going out to work tonight?
Hopefully not. But I do want to check in on those, the others who helped save you. I owe them some gratitude.
Oh, you know them? Who are they?
I was made aware. One of them owns a bar not too far from here. The other's a student. I'm not sure what the third one does. But they all seem to go in and rescue you.
I thought it would be like Sable Company Marines or the Corvosan Guard or something. But is a student and a bar owner? What were they doing? Wait, you're gonna go meet them? Can I go?
I don't know if you're feeling up to it, to be honest. You will get to meet them, just maybe not tonight.
Okay, fine. She rolls her eyes and
Far
picks
be
up her
from me
plate.
to prevent you from meeting your saviors.
As long as you promise.
I promise. You'll get to meet them. They're nice people. A little strange, or at least the cat is, but she's very smart, so... We'll meet maybe when we go to visit the others from the fishery. We can also... I'll make sure that you get a chance to meet them as well.
She's sort of staring you in the eyes, like assessing your... She's rolling sense motive on you. You can see it in her face. And she relents and takes her dish over to the kitchen counter. All right, that's fair. Thanks, Dad.
Okay. Well, I'm going to head out here soon. If you do go outside, which I do not want you to,
I don't think I want to go out anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
I'm thinking that's smart. So, stay here, be comfortable, be better. I'll be back. I love you.
Love you too, Dad.
I will completely muss up her hair and then
Damn it!
get myself dressed. I'll be going out in full fire gear just in case I need to head over to work a shift tonight.
Okay.
I don't know what my shift schedule is exactly if I'm going for a full. Normally,
we're keeping that fast and loose for the.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've got a shift schedule tonight after having suddenly picked one up last night. So.
Yes. Yeah, you weren't supposed to work last night, so now that things have calmed down, you haven't been called in. Nobody's come banging at the door. They know where to find you, or they should know where to find you.
They do. I'm not too far away. But at some point then, after dinner and we've gotten dressed, I'll head outside and I'll talk to Solara. I want to check in with her and see, because I'm now curious if she has any inkling as to what's going on here.
Okay, yeah, you go outside and like.
I'll pull the tyrant from the deck. My third.
It does seem rather strange, doesn't it? It seems to be tied in with your fate in some way, but I'm not sure how or why. Does Gadrin have something to do with the death of the king, or is there something else?
Never got
You
the
can feel her
impression
kind of like floating, like above your shoulder, but you can't see her. You just have this like feeling of her,
just
of
the
her being
sense.
there. Yeah.
Comfortable. I didn't think he was in that deep with anybody that high up, but then again, what's his name who was kidnapping the kids was a noble, so maybe.
Neither did I. Maybe there's no relation. But
Strange coincidence.
remember the reading if you can. Could still help you. But otherwise, I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of guidance at the moment.
That's fair. You haven't heard from the others either, I assume.
No, but well, I know that Reagan's doing some studying. She was looking into medicines and diseases and stuff, and such. Felix is currently cleaning up the bar.
I'm gonna make my way over to the bar to start with then, since that's closer.
Okay. So you make your way over to the bar. Whee!
The very long walk.
You arrive.
I'll knock, and if able to go inside, I will.
Come in, come in. You hear someone shout as if they're like a room and a half over and in the middle of something.
Fair enough. Come inside and see the state of things, which I imagine are in flux a little bit.
Yeah, there's a pile. Like as any good cleaning effort involves a pile. But like it is more clean than it isn't, which is an accomplishment.
That is.
Like the tables have actually been set up in this ambience of how this place might be run. There's a small mountain of goods that have yet to be like unpacked into the cabinets, but they're next to the place where they go.
Excellent. I will just looking around and actually taking it in this time. Last time there were a bunch of children that were otherwise occupying the attention, but this time we'll kind of appreciate it a little bit as we just make our way towards the bar. Felix.
Yes. Oh, hello again. You know, it's funny, we've been on so many adventures, I never actually have gotten your name, but like, if we want to stick with Mayhem.
We haven't been formally introduced. Tullios Couldarn. You can call me Tully, I suppose. Most of my friends do.
Oh, I'm honored to consider, for you to consider, for us to be friends, and so Tully it is.
Generally, people who watch my back, I would rather have friends than enemies, so... As long as we maintain...
And how do I put this? You've been a fantastic friend so far. I'm beyond elated to be able to possibly bring happiness and joy back to this space again.
Well, I thought if you're opening up, maybe this little thing that we found, that was found the other night, and I'll produce the cigar case. It's a nice cigar case. It's teak. It's got little jade inlays in various places. It's empty. There's no cigars in there right now, but we can supply that later, and perhaps for visiting VIPs. Not sure if you get many well-to-do folk in here, or did
you know? Every now and again, someone wanders in, and an impressive moment does need to be made. So thank you. We'll have to hunt down some cigars to go with it, but it'll be fantastic. And similarly, like while I took many of the things that we had found in our adventures off to help fuel this rebuilding, I did save the set of armor. It seemed something more like your fashion than mine. And Felix will hand over the padded armor for a minute.
Okay. Well, I may be helpful. I usually have something a little bit heavier on, and he kind of wraps his breastplate. But something more comfortable for other time use could be good.
How do I put this? If not, don't worry about it. The rune on that thing can be moved around, and we'll go put it on something that's useful to us.
Oh, it's magical. I'm sorry, I'm not much for the finer arts. Seems like you and Reagan have a touch for that. I've never been much for the spells and the magic.
And I'm never one to stand on such things myself, but at the same time, like, people wander in looking for a bit of indulgence, and you have to be able to at least know what they're talking about.
Fair.
But how do I put this? Our adventures have still left us with at least one mystery to solve. And Felix will produce both the brooch and the lost and found sign. I don't know what word to call it.
Wait, sorry, which thing?
The piece of paper that goes with the brooch to say that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The warrant.
Sure, the warrant.
Warrant for the arrest of this brooch.
The bounty poster.
The bounty poster. Evidently, Gadrin got up to some very high-end thievery at some stage, and this was far too valuable to.
Joey Sucks says flyer. It's a flyer. It's kind of like a flyer.
Words. That is concerning for multiple reasons. Did this belong to someone important?
Felix will give the flyer a read. Who does it say cares for the return of this object?
It says property of the Corvosan crown. Please return. Stolen. Please return. If found, 1,000 gold reward. It's fairly succinct.
Evidently, this is a piece of finery that the crown itself cares about.
Oh dear, we need to get that back to them forthwith.
I agree, but how do I put this? They may be occupied with current events.
How? So I should ask. Have things have we did a lot of work last night? I know. Have things calmed down today? Or are they people still up in arms about the death of the king?
Yes, as it's definitely not as bad as it was last night. But even on the way here, you did see, especially now it's getting later in the evening, the people who did go to work are now getting off of work and are now starting to gather. There's some small crowds of people that are starting to. Yeah, there's still definitely like a very heavy tense unease outside.
So you're telling me I'm gonna have to work tonight too? Cool. Okay.
Not necessarily. You didn't see any fires on the way here.
So far, so good. But like you said, they're just getting off of work. They have plenty of time. Oh dear. Well, my concern is that I don't want to be caught with something that belongs to the crown, even if our intention is to return it.
I completely understand, and I don't plan to run around the city myself with this thing. But as soon as we can get it back to. Do they have a lost and found bin at the castle? Is it just like to the side? You open it?
No. We would speak to somebody there, and if this belongs to someone associated, you don't imagine it belongs to the queen, do you?
If Gadrin had actually managed to steal something on that sort of scale, I would be more impressed with his thievery than I am today.
Perhaps one of her ladies in waiting, or someone otherwise associated to the crown, I'm not sure, but that if they're paying that much money. Speaking of, When did you want to return that? Reagan definitely deserves a cut.
Of everything that definitely of this and everything that we managed to take out of Gadrin's lair. I did not intend to keep it all, but no, the bar is still yet to go through any kind of opening announcement. I need to actually get that done. So when you're next free and not running from fire to fire, we should definitely go say hi and at least see how the ritual is going.
We should. And my daughter did ask to meet you and Reagan both to thank you for your efforts in helping to save her. And
is she doing better?
She is. She seems to be up and cognizant and not whatever that substance was knocked out. But
I hope that she can at least how do I put this? Jolt leaf is known for its medicinal qualities, not necessarily its flavor. If we can improve that tea in any way, I'm more than happy to help.
if you have some way of devising a method, I would otherwise just add sugar, but I believe Cornelius said that would be a negative effect on the composition, so some other sweetening agent may be necessary.
I mean, like, medicine in one hand, better tea in another.
Possibly. Maybe combining teas. I am no expert in that either, as it turns out, but regardless, she is doing well, and thank you.
I'm glad to have been able to help. Bring a little light to this city. And to your family.
And we need it, I think.
But yes, the pile will be here late, just as well later on, as it is now. If you can actually give me a hand to clean it up, we could probably make our way over to the school and go see how the ritual is progressing.
All right, I'll put some work in, and we'll get this pile sorted.
All right.
It'll take us 5 minutes.
Right.
An hour and a half.
Sure. Give me an athletics
Some-
check. And Felix, you can aid the athletics check with probably athletics, but maybe diplomacy if you're just doing the kind of here's where this goes and like organization. Yeah.
Diplomacy sounds good.
All right. So start with diplomacy to aid.
Ooh!
26. That's a crit. So you get a +2 to your athletics check, Tullios.
This goes over here, and this goes over there, and that can you climb? That goes up on the ceiling, actually.
Not as good as that 26, but a 22, including the aid, is the total.
Okay. That will be quite good. So there was a lot of stuff here. You thought it might take quite a while. Instead of taking like 2 hours, it's just going to take you about 30 minutes to accomplish.
More hands. Quick work.
All right. So 30 minutes later, you've got the bulk of the trash out. Everything sort of in its proper place. Still need to finish like stocking up and everything, but that's fairly trivial.
Almost looks like it's ready. Thank you.
We'll soon be able to come here and carouse instead.
Give the city a quiet place to drink and read a book while it recovers a bit. I do hope that everyone, after they have a chance to have a good yell about the passing of the king, can remember that we still have a place to live in.
Yes, we do. Should we make sure Reagan's available before we drop in on her, or is it more endearing to just come by and say hello?
We probably can't gain access. If you remember last night, they said they were keeping
That's
out.
true. They had locked everyone out.
So yeah, maybe we can ask to pass a message again, using Zalara's kind words.
Yes. We will ask Solara to intercede on our behalf with Reagan and interrupt her studies so that we can check in, make sure that everything's going fine.
You get as you get ready and start to leave, you give Solara a ping to let Reagan know. Miss Reagan, seems like your friends are coming to visit you. Is that okay?
What? She doesn't have a watch. She considers the time. Oh, my ritual.
You've been in here for hours.
I was
God.
gonna say, how long has she been studying?
Oh. Do they have something important to tell me? What is it? What do they want?
They've found something that... one of the things that you found at Gadron's hideout seems to be property of the Crown. They wanted to talk to you about it, and other things, I think.
Talk to me about the crown. I don't know anything about the crown. What do they expect me to answer about the crown? She's a little cranky. But she says, fine. They'll just, whatever time I'll come out, it's fine.
All right, well,
Apparently it's fine.
It's fine. With a capital F-I-N-E.
I feel like we
She
get
says
that
it's fine.
message from It's like, yeah, okay, it's fine. The power of telephone.
You're groaning.
Yeah, like an hour later.
Oh, my
I
light.
guess
My light's gone.
Yes.
the
Oh,
the lights
no.
should have been gone a
That.
while
I
ago.
should be. I have a torch. I would have had
Yeah.
a torch out. Let me just whip my torch
I
out.
use a
Hang on.
dirty torch. Woo.
All right. You're recasting light on yourself?
On myself. Yeah.
Reagan would have literally have been studying, and then the light just goes out, and she just looks up and grumbles. Put the light back on.
Who uses candles anymore? Alright. Hello.
Oh, Reagan. How is everything going? You all right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
We aren't bothering you too much in the middle of your studies.
She's quiet for a moment, just looking at Felix. She blinks twice and then goes, "You said you had something to show me?"
Of course. And Felix will hand over the flyer, and explain. When I went to rid myself of some of Gadron's ill gains, it turns out that one of them is actually fairly important, and it seems that there's at least a reward involved for its return.
This is a picture. This is a flyer. Do you have the item on you?
Of course, and didn't want to flash it around town.
Just woo! Here's my
Everybody, look at this.
priceless item.
It was stolen from the
Hey
queen.
everyone! In the middle of a riot, discreetly, Felix will share the brooch as well.
Ooh.
But this is the sort of thing we should definitely get back to the crown sooner rather than later. Now that we know that we even have it, and I figure it would make at least a decent study break to go visit the castle, and maybe have a minor pile of money visited upon us.
So the brooch has an imp on it. Is this symbolism that I would ever recognize?
Ooh, yes. Yeah, sorry. You immediately recognize
Okay.
the symbolism of the imp and the house drake. There's actually the academy is known to summon imps, particularly students. are known to summon imps in order
Sometimes.
to sometimes help them with their studies. Many of these summonings may not necessarily go well. Frequently, the imps get out, and there just so happens to be now a native imp population in the city. That's just kind of there, and it can swell up over time, and occasionally the imps will kind of like grow big enough as a group that they'll just sort of riot in the skies and like swoop down and fuck with people. But luckily,
That's just a regular hazard?
yeah, it's just a thing that sometimes happens.
It's like the crows in Portland, except they're violent and fight you.
Yes. Yeah, this happens like a couple times a year sometimes. Luckily, there is a sort of natural counter to this. There is a natural house drake population. There are these tiny dragons that live in the area, and they eat imps. So they, when the imps take to the skies,
live in the area where they introduced. Is this one of those we've got a rat problem, so we're going to introduce a bunch of snakes and that'll fix it?
I think the house drakes were already here.
Okay.
When the imps came around, the house drakes really just don't like the imps, so they will attack and kill the imps. And what happens is like these two populations kind of grow independently, and then when the when the imps go wild, the house drakes all kind of take flight, and there's this kind of big scene over the city of the house drakes and the imps clashing. And it's quite the sight to behold. There is a name for this phenomenon. I can tell you what it's called.
The Super Bowl.
Yes.
Ooh.
Every year, the imps and the dragons just going at it.
Oh boy.
We even have an arena for it. It's down here to the south.
Yeah, the house drakes are indigenous. Okay, maybe there's not a name for this thing. I think there might be a local name for this phenomenon when it happens, but there's probably some colloquial names around. So I'm just assuming that you guys are kind of like walking the streets. Oh, excellent. Sorry, I'm trying to coordinate a thing because I was missing a file. Actually, talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I...
Okay.
I'll tell you the story of the... Oh, look at this. I don't know why they would have this. Like, why this would be so important, but yeah, this phenomenon, nature taking its course and evening itself out.
Okay. Suppose that's reassuring. But I guess the better question is if this... So the big question really is, would you like to come with us to claim, well, you two should take the reward.
Oh, yes, it would be nice to go to the castle. I'm curious if they'll let me see the king's dead body, because I would like to view him further for my notes. Well,
I'm sure you would. I highly doubt they'll let you get close. You may be able to view from a distance if they keep... I imagine... I don't know if the last king died during my lifetime, but I would imagine they keep the body on view for a period for people to mourn.
Oh, yes.
When the queen died, yes, they did do such a thing.
Okay.
That is a better way to phrase it. A viewing. Yes. Examination might be too rude.
Well, examination implies a little bit more tactile, and I do not think they're going to let you touch the body.
Well, yes, it would certainly be tactile. How can you examine a body? Oh, that's what you mean. I see. She says.
Processing. Okay.
And like it may not, the viewing may not begin immediately. The crown may choose to wait for the city to calm itself for a moment before opening the king for viewing by the public.
That's fair, I suppose.
Unless he was murdered. Then they wouldn't.
Oh, I certainly feel like he was murdered, but I don't have proof. And he might have just been murdered by nature.
Murdered by gravity.
And by gravity, by bad calcium. His heart might have been bad. His liver might have been bad. Oh, so many ways.
That's a lot of things that can go bad in a body.
There's infinite ways things can go bad in a body. But clerics can cure most of them.
Yeah, like it sounded like the resources of the city were dedicated to try and save the king's life. Whatever took him out must have been one hell of a calcium deficiency.
All right. So yeah, as you guys are just kind of talking, walking the streets, oh, you don't have resources, and this is Tullios. Okay. Yeah, you guys are just walking the streets. Let's fucking bring you guys over here. There we go. All right. Cool.
Oh, so bright.
I have my torch
Why is
out.
it so bright? Oh, because you have a torch out and there's some lanterns on the street. I guess you guys are probably walking on the sidewalk.
I mean, if there's actual lanterns on the street, I probably wouldn't have my torch up and out.
Yeah, there are lanterns, so yeah, you can put your torch away if you want.
I'll put my torch away.
Okay. So you guys are just walking by some nice buildings. This is kind of a fancy district. And as you pass by an alley, you hear someone. The eye of Grotus has turned from the boneyard to look upon Corvosa. A woman shouts as she kind of stumbles out of the alley. She looks kind of crazed, and she's waving around some parchment in her hand with strange runes and calculations etched in some kind of dark red script. She isn't wearing any shoes, but she's wearing what seems like they might have once been nice clothing. And she's just she's meandering towards you.
Okay. I'm going to move to intercept, at least to make sure that nobody else is that I'm between her and the others.
Oh, you! She
Whoa.
looks at you, Tully, and you will be near death in the time of great sickness. She says as she steps towards you, and kind of drops the parchment, kind of clatters to the ground.
I'm going to put my hand on my belt where my axe is. But I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm prepared to draw defensively if necessary, but...
In Corvosa's darkest hour, you will usher in an age, a new age of doom upon us all.
Alright, I'm drawing my axe.
Felix will try to...
She attempts to grapple you.
Okay, I'm
So
resisting.
she jumps onto you.
I mean, I guess it's against my DC, but I would...
Yeah, against your DC.
Oh my god.
Fortitude or reflex? I guess it's the same. It's 17.
17 is your DC? Okay, so yeah,
Yes.
she just grabs onto you. And sure, we can do a quick little initiative here. Go ahead and roll.
I get the best initiatives. 9.
Okay. Let's see. So you are grabbed. Okay. Felix is up first at 25, then Mayhem at 24, then this mad prophetess at 14, and Reagan
Did
at 9.
I draw my fire axe, or was it
Yes,
just
you
the
you
process?
drew the
Okay.
you drew the axe,
Okay.
and she jumped on you. She's just like she's almost like bear hugged you, but you did get the axe drawn. So Felix, you're up first, followed by Tully.
I'm gonna assume in that moment that the target's attitude toward my allies got worse as a result of Thule going for his axe, and I'm gonna try to like diffuse the situation. Ma'am, it's okay. I swear he's like this to everybody. He will not usher in a new wave of destruction and chaos upon the city. At least not any more than the city's already currently experiencing.
All right, give me the deception check against her will DC.
Oh.
Woo!
You have a hero point.
You do have hero points if you wish to use them.
You
I would like to use them in this moment. I really did want to. Okay,
All right.
that's a better
Using
number.
one.
It's a swing.
27. Okay. Where is her will? Okay. That is just shy of a crit. So that is a success though. Yes. And what? She's distracted by you. I'm gonna call that stunned. Yeah, I'm gonna make her stunned 2. Stunned 2. And she releases her grip on you, Tully.
Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better because I was just about to
Felix
beat her
still has
off, but
actions, I guess.
yeah.
I think that was the primary thing I wanted to do. I don't really want to like pull a weapon or escalate the moment. I will just continue to like converse and try to darn it. One of these days I'm going to learn to take calm emotions because that really seems like the thing right now.
Great for certain circumstances. It's good.
Yeah, I think Felix would continue to try to use soft skills and maybe go for a diplomacy check to just try to speak with her and understand like what I know the city has been in disarray with the loss of the king, but what does the scroll reveal to you that has you so upset?
It's the omens. They said the one with the steely hair would be the herald of our destruction. It had to be right. It had to be right. It was definitely right. I'm sure it was right. I did the calculations. I ran the numbers. I did the math. Gratis wouldn't lie to me. No, he couldn't lie to me.
And you talking to her has just kind of like spun her in this loop of confusion. Tully.
You will stand down and talk sense. Because obviously intimidating her into talking sense is going to make her talk sense.
Okay, sure. Intimidation. This is an attempt to coerce.
Yes, we are attempting to coerce her into leaving us alone, basically. 26.
I'm sorry.
She coughs a bit as she kind of like backs away.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And she kind of limps her way back into back towards the alley, but she's fairly slow and only has one action. Reagan, do you do anything?
Is something physically wrong with her, or is she, I don't know. Can I
Imagine
examine
she
her
just-
from afar?
Yeah, you can give me a medicine
Oh, I
check.
didn't mean to move. Oops. Give her the medicine check. Let's do it. Wee. Can I re-roll? It's near the
Yes,
end
you
of the
can.
session. I'll use a.
You can use
I do
one
a cool.
arrow point.
I'm just gonna click on it again. Is it better? Is it worse? Oh, a 20 for 27.
Yeah.
What
that's
is
an
her
natural 20.
deal?
She is definitely sick. You saw her cough a bit as she turned away and started to limp off. There's definitely a smell coming off of her. She smells like death. She smells real bad, and just you could just tell from how she's like. Oh, even as she's like turned away from you, she's. And the sound that she's making, it sounds like she's probably coughing up blood, and not just regular old coughing. So yes, you're absolutely certain that she is sick with something.
Oh. But I don't know what.
But you don't know what.
Could I?
It's probably
consider what?
it's probably a respiratory illness.
A respiratory. Well, that's no good.
So spread through close interaction and breath.
She was just coughing all over my friend.
I was gonna say yeah.
She's gonna shuffle her little hood part up like this.
over her face.
Yeah.
Her nose. Yeah.
And she's gonna move a bit, kind of this way, and say, "Oh, she's pretty sick. I'd be careful." To her companions.
Okay. Felix.
Upon hearing her cough and that warning from Regan, I think I think Felix would try to kind of soothe her cough. If she's willing, then Felix will first call out, like, you don't have to run away. It's obvious that something is wrong, but maybe we can help. And Felix will try to cast Soothe.
Okay. She is going to try to resist it because she is not willing. She turns to look at you and sees you like clearly casting a magical spell in her direction.
No, the eyes.
And let's see what she gets.
Question marks.
That was an 18 versus what's your spell DC?
18.
18. Okay, so she
Who wins?
she succeeds at whoever rolls. If they meet or beat the number, then they win. So it's always in
Fair
favor
enough.
of whoever rolls. So yeah, she resists the spell, and
No, I can't.
she looks like she's gonna like try to just run. You seem to have freaked her out even more.
The tendrils, they're after me.
Sully.
I'm going to delay turn. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just delay until after her turn.
Okay. So yeah, you watch as she kind of scrambles and runs out into the alley and disappears into the night.
I'm sure that was fine.
This city can sure do a number on people.
Illness, I
Regan's
suppose.
gonna open her book and write some notes on that encounter.
Have
Some
we seen
weird
a lot of
eyes and
sickness around. Yeah, is that-
tendrils.
Did she drop the scroll that she was waving?
Yes, she did.
I think Felix would go pick that up.
Oh yeah, sure. Pick up.
I'm gonna let you pick
No.
that up.
Felix
yeah,
will take
Fel-
Everyone backs away.
Yes.
Just gonna let you.
Just
handle
read it from the ground, Felix. Kick it over
Take-
with your foot.
take a cloth of handkerchief and very gingerly unfold this thing. Is it even in a language I can comprehend?
Let me see what
Is it
languages you
even in a
comprehend.
language?
It might be in a language. Let's see. What do you know?
Common and Varisian.
Common Varisian. It's not any of those. Colin Shawanti Varisian, and some other bonus things that are not any of those. Okay, so yeah, none of you know what these weird runes mean. There's no common here. There's no Varisian. It's just a weird. You're not 100% sure this is even a language. It's just a lot of strange symbols and etchings. There's some like weird star patterns, some circles, some lines to other circles. There's a couple of numbers here and there, a 2, a 7, a 33, a 26, and some lines connecting them, but this just looks like madness. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Oh, actually, you could give me a society check to try to decode it. If you wanted to take 10 minutes to look it over like that. But at a glance, it doesn't look like anything sensible.
I think Felix would take the 10 minutes, if only to look for any pictures of steely-haired men. That was something that she shouted.
Yeah.
Seemed quite specific.
Okay, 21. Yeah, looking this over, there's not even consistency to the characters. This is just mad ravings. This woman was not in any kind of sane mind.
Literal gibberish.
Oh, was her writing?
It seems like it probably was.
Okay.
Hers or like...
And it
Then-
seems like it's a mix of like excrement and blood.
Oh,
Dried
good.
blood.
That's why you shouldn't touch it.
Super
All
happy.
those
Let's
things are
take
not
care
good
of
to
that.
touch. We have to wash our hands
Hey, look,
and
Yeah.
our bodies.
right here. Let's come over here and use that, and hopefully
Yeah, there's a horse trough nearby.
Is
that
this
does have
a
some water in it.
clean trough?
It is cleaner than the feces, I'm sure.
Yeah, this scroll is not going into our inventory. That was inspected on the ground. Will be left on the ground.
Yes.
So you leave that where it is, and you all go to the nearest horse watering station, which happens to be right here, nary a house away. Furiously dipping your hands in and scrubbing them.
Unclean, unclean.
Does anybody have soap?
Oh my god, I think I do.
Oh yeah, Reagan has soap.
Yeah.
Inventory.
So
Yeah, I
and
Felix has got soap.
alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
That's so funny.
Clean up in here. We live in the city. We don't live out in the country where they apparently don't make soap because that's what I'm asserting for no reason.
Yes.
All right.
So
Yeah,
Um,
spend a good 10 minutes just making sure the top layer of skin's not that on us anymore. That was disgusting.
Okay, so yeah, as you're as you're washing your hands as a group, and then taking a little bit of alcohol to use as rubbing alcohol to clean off any bacteria afterwards, Reagan, you're thinking about it more, and that the signs that woman was exhibiting are pretty similar to that of a disease colloquially known as filth fever.
oh, yummy.
It is a very like yeah, it is a respiratory illness. It is very contagious. It's usually caught initially by interacting a lot with, feces and bodily fluids that have been left to rot.
What is the cure?
Cleanliness.
Yeah, cleanliness, bed rest.
Yeah.
There are. There's not like a specific cure, I guess, for it. I'd have to check, but you would be aware of any steps that you need to take to deal with it.
Okay.
It's a relatively well-known disease that can be treated if you get to a person before they go mad.
Oh, so going mad is like a side effect of.
Yes,
that.
yes. People often do
Pretty
go
far
mad as a
gone.
result of the fever.
Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder how many steely-haired people she went to in the last several days, or if you're the first.
I don't know whether I'd be happier to be the first or not. Because if I wasn't, then that means a lot of other people had to deal with that and may have been exposed. Oh well. Feeling better? Clean?
Yep.
Then I suppose we should continue on. Maybe get away from here from her before anyone else accosts us.
We wouldn't want you to bring doom upon us all.
Yes, please don't bring doom upon us all. Or if you do, let us know first,
Yeah,
right
just give
before
us a
you're about to
warning.
do it.
You know, a
Well,
doom
I-
warning.
I imagine that was the warning. You have the warning.
Yeah.
I am bringing the doom somehow.
All right, well, just give me a reminder and then don't surprise me with the doom, please. And
I
thank
will
you.
yell out about the doom coming forthwith before I bring it down upon you all.
Right, that's all I could ask for.
Yeah, point to the doom when you find it.
Which way is the castle entrance?
Oh,
Are
are
we
you-
heading to the castle tonight?
Are we?
I was
Oh,
not-
what were we
kind of
doing?
just going
Yeah,
through
we were heading towards the.
Well, you're kind of
the-
just walking and talking about what you
Yeah.
found
Oh.
and what you were interacting with.
we
You
can.
can go to the castle. You're just
Um,
you're still near the academy currently. You're like a couple blocks away, just walking
Oh, I
through a relatively nice neighborhood.
This was more.
I thought we were
catching-
washing our hands in the king's trough, but
No,
now I see
no.
it's just a
This is
filthy
just
old
some-
trough in the city.
Just probably somebody who works for the university. So university water. I'm sure it's fine. Probably not contaminated.
So,
But if we want to head to the castle tonight, I suppose we can take care of that business. But I do worry there are people about who may be getting excitable.
We can feel out the situation. If we get there and there's a riot brewing, we can definitely go to pick another evening.
Do we think a riot will be brewing?
The city's been quiet today. Like, folks have been staying in mostly.
Can I do a society check to insight the city and see if that was a simmering situation or if it was a calmer day? If
sure.
we're just
Give me
simmering,
yeah.
it could explode
Yeah,
again.
I would take a society check for you. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, perception might work too, but it's only 12. I'll keep it. It's 12.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to know. You've never seen the city be like that before. That was quite a thing. It has seemed quieter today. I mean, well, the early half of the day was you spent fighting fires all day, but
I was fighting
Um,
fires and then I was passed out, but this evening was okay for the most part so far.
yeah, things so far haven't gotten bad. You're not sure if it's just all of the rioters from last night / the morning have also been tired and have needed to rest. Maybe there's more tension still needing to be released. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just a nice little release of tension after the death of the king, and things will take a little bit to calm down, but yeah, you're not sure if it's that or if there really is something bigger boiling under the surface here. It feels like the city's like teetering on the edge of anarchy.
Well, if we go, we should go together, just in case. So if we go tonight or on the morrow, either is fine.
Oh, what time is it?
It's
What
a little
is
late.
the time? Let's look.
It's 20
There it
o'clock.
is. Ah,
It's
well,
set.
perhaps tomorrow morning is better. Maybe they don't want us calling in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're right. Like it would probably be a weird call to get in the evening.
Then tomorrow, then we shall.
Where
go
do you
and
want to
see.
meet tomorrow?
Would you like us to pick you up, or if you want, we can just meet at the Citadel? I just worry about the crowds.
Oh, the castle, not the Citadel. The Citadel is where you work.
The castle, excuse me.
There's the Citadel, the castle, and the tower.
Oh,
The tower
not
is the
gonna mix those.
Marines. The Citadel is the guard. The castle is the royal family.
well then we'll take it to the castle directly.
All right.
All right. So you agree to meet in the, we'll just arbitrarily say the southern square of the castle.
Southern Square, 8:30 in the morning. We got 12 hours. Let's do it.
Hopefully, you can get some rest.
I
And
did
not-
sleep some today.
Oh, I found the brooch, by the way.
Oh,
where's
you
the
have
road
it.
hiding?
I did it in my dorm room. I just found it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Here, I'll delete that. I forgot
I
we
was
could
l-
look in there.
I was fairly certain it existed. I forgot to check
Oh, yes.
your personal items in your
I
storage.
checked mine. That's where the head's
I totally forgot we had this until just now.
I actually did
And it's
previously put the heads in
definitely
the
there.
house.
Oh, that brooch! The brooch I have in my room.
Yeah. Oh, just like the one in my room. Oh, it's gone. What a mystery.
So crazy. How
I'll
did
just
this
delete that.
Yep.
All right.
I
there
guess you've still
you
got the double succubus figurine and
Yes.
a weird liquid. But yeah, we'll say that at some point you exchanged that to Felix, so that's why he had it earlier. Okay, so agreeing to meet up again early tomorrow morning at the castle. You go your separate ways. And as the others split off, Tully, you feel like a slight tingle in your throat. You're like, kind of clear it. It's probably nothing.
No. I told you. Get some lozenges.
Let me go wash my hands again. Ugh.
Just gargle alcohol constantly.
And that, I think, for now, is where we will end the session. Actually,
I'm
it's
just-
fine. You succeeded your save.
Oh. Did I make a save?
I made the save for you. It was blind.
Oh, it was a secret save. you mean, for me.
Yes.
Yes.
I rolled it when Char rolled the medicine
Oh,
check.
that's what
to
those
kind of-
question marks were.
Yes,
Gotcha.
there were those random question marks, but you succeeded.
Gotcha. Sneaky.
just spook Tully a little bit, but he's actually fine.
Okay.
All right, so that'll do it for the evening. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you had fun. We will be back next week, I presume. I don't think we've got any no's on the schedule for a little bit. So see y'all next time. Have a lovely evening. Follow us on Twitch, YouTube, podcasts, leave comments, hit the bell, just personalize all, and I love you. Goodbye.